Yesterday, I gave BSG the benefit of the doubt and basically presented some questions regarding the new co-op progression mode. As promised, today, first we will dive a little into BSG's past, then go over the last 48 hours, everything that we know, and what to do next. BSG broke copyright law in the past. Here is a tweet from Spikes Tactical, a weapons manufacturer, acknowledging this infringement on BSG's part. You can also watch this video from Big Fry, showcasing the various instances it happened in the past. We all know, even if some don't like to admit it, that all of Tarkov's editions after the standard one are, at the very least, pay for convenience. I would go further saying they are clearly pay to win. From better gear, giving you an advantage in the early wipe fights, to more resources and more stash space, allowing you to better prepare future quests and to store quest items and gear weeks in advance of those quests. It was also very clear for a long time that something akin to SPT was never going to be in the final release of the game, BSG going as far as saying single-player progression would never be an EFT. Well, like I addressed in this video last year, the only reason BSG would object to the SPT mod, going as far as calling it illegal, trying to shame a whole community of players, and the modders who want nothing more than for more people to enjoy the Tarkov universe, would be to profit off of it in the future. And here we are. They promised EOD was the end-all be-all version to get everything Escape from Tarkov related. That even gave us Arena, clearly setting a precedent. The very definition of DLC is the answer. EOD was supposed to be for the biggest backers of the game to show their support and receive all BSG would ever make around EFT, until it was finished and past that. We should all remember as well, when they announced the removal of EOD version, banking on players' FOMO, fear of missing out, and promising never to make a better one again. They pushed to sell as many EOD copies as possible, even resorting to predatory tactics, basically saying if you ever considered getting it, the best edition, the ultimate edition, the Lambo V12 flying submarine space car edition, get it now or never again. BSG is not doing well financially. A substantial reduction in revenue year over year is clear, no doubt pushing them to attempt all they can to stay solvent. You can access BSG's financial records by googling Battlestate Games financial records, and then see for yourself in the UK government pages. Everything is there. Their revenue or turnover, costs and results for every year is there. I'll leave a link in the description. A past of broken promises and unveiled contempt for the community. BSG announces 14.6 and the Unheard Edition. The new kukri knife turns out to be an asset flip from the Unity asset store, apparently a major selling point in the trailer. The new Unheard Edition is clearly pay to win. Better guns than EOD, more slots on Flea, increased fence standing, weapon, ammo case, and Lucky Scav junk box, more money, increased character skills, unique Mart of the Unheard item, blatantly pay to win, unique zone in the hideout, unique distress signal device that tells your friends to spawn in the raid, unheard of levels of pay to win. EOD was supposed to be the end-all be-all version to get everything Escape from Tarkov related. It was supposed to have a unique secure container, but I guess now it's just this normal secure container because they decided to squeeze more money. Just lies. EOD owners were BSG's greatest backers, and they just betrayed them by making the end-all be-all version be just another stepping stool. Why would I buy this one knowing there probably is going to be a higher one in the future because you can't manage your books to survive with hundreds of millions of British pounds in funding? You can access BSG's financial records. You can see it. BSG lead community manager said this about the co-op Tarkov with progression. It ain't DLC, it's unique feature of the new edition added. DLC stands for downloadable content, and they set a precedent with Arena Free for EOD, recognizing that EOD should get everything. The new co-op PvE mode with progression is bare bones at best. PMCs are just raiders. It barely spawns anything in, and there are wait times to get into a raid. The dumbest decision ever by making the new offline co-op progression raids online, on your servers, instead of hosting them locally. Not only do BSG need to have infrastructure specifically for it, it does not come free. Increasing the price because they can't manage costs should bankrupt BSG. And now they have released this, an update to the EOD edition, including the pay-to-win things and limited time access for high-priority matching and access to the PvE co-op mode. This is unironically a spit in your faces. Again, a past of broken promises and unveiled contempt for the community. You can ignore all of this and continue to play the game, not purchasing anything and relying on the old saying, it's just a video game. And while it is just a video game, it is sold for money. And money matters a lot. Or at least it should. And when companies, any of them, try to scam consumers out of their money, be it through fraudulent claims, false advertising, or downright bullshit, you should care. Because you are a customer, just like everyone else. And you might not care if BSG are trying to scam people because you are personally not buying the new version. You might need others to back you in some other purchase you make that another company tries to scam you. And if that happens, you will surely appreciate the backing of others, even if they're not directly affected by your situation, even if for nothing else, then support. We are consumers, and we have rights, and we all should fight for our rights, even if sometimes we don't specifically need them, but we might very well do in the future. Then you can ignore all of this and continue to play the game and actually purchase the new edition. Dick move. You, as consumer, by buying this version of Tarkov, you're saying to every other company it's okay to fraud and cheat their customers because morons like you will still buy the fraud. And you're also telling everyone else, the other consumers just like you, that you don't care if it's fraud or not, because you can buy it and they should just earn more money and shut up, like we see so often online. And to you, sir, you lump of sponges decaying Phasianidae cloaca, I wish you all the best in your narcissistic, self-absorbed, lonely, bitter, meaningless life. You can speak with your wallet and not buy it, and hope few others will. While this is the easiest way to voice your discontent, it is also something companies have already factored in when making the decision to fraud customers. They only do it because at the end of it all, they believe it will make them more money, and so this whole boycott idea falls through the cracks. You can uninstall and leave EFT behind. Sure, a clean break from it all, they don't get your money anymore and also lose your data and participation. This suffers from the same problem the previous had. It's all already taken into account. At the end of the day, they don't care if you stop using it. You already paid for it. You could go on, and at the end of it all, there's only one thing to do. We have to make them all stop. No more lies. This can only be achieved with regulation. The main reason countries with heavy-duty consumer protection laws never see the business of some companies is because those companies want to have the option to do this to their customers. To lie, cheat, and steal their money and get away with it. The only way to go about this in any situation with any company is to make a complaint to your local consumer protection agency. Report this to local news, especially if you remember some that are more consumer-friendly. There are private consumer rights associations as well. Get them involved. The EU and some countries out there are itching for a legal fight in the online space, reinforcing the idea that businesses are not only subject to regulation in the real world, but online as well. And there are countries where consumer rights are lacking. By pushing for more protective governments to action, you might also be helping your own out. Think of the things the world now has because just of EU regulation forcing companies to do certain things in order to operate there. If there's something everyone should be willing to fight for, it is consumer rights. It involves everything from your house, the food you eat, the water you drink, everything. You get what you pay for. That's the point. If you pay for shit, you should get shit. And while all of this is happening, BSG are doubling, tripling, even quadrupling down on their lunacy, trying to redefine concepts like DLC, trying to bribe EOD owners with some of the features coming to Unheard Edition, and going as far as gaslighting other studios by calling them plagiarists. BSG, the makers of EFT that 95% could be argued for, is taken from other previous games like Stalker, offer store assets as premium gear, and have themselves violated copyrights of other companies multiple times while trying to swindle their player base to finance their mismanagement and incompetence. Motherfuckers are throwing stones with crystal roofs above their heads. Look, there is information coming out every 5 seconds on this, and I will try to follow it as best as I can here. But I am sure about one thing. Either we really put our foots down this time and they immediately get rid of the Unheard Edition, refund all those who bought it, and distribute the content they made for their finished game for free for every edition. Or if we ease up and let them get away with it just because my favorite game, the time will come when they will stiff us up again. Your choice. What are your thoughts on this whole thing? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to just roll over, or are you going to fight for your rights? Let me know in the comments below. Just please be respectful. Leave a like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.